Hey there. So today we have another review. This is a beer from Elysian. This is their Night Owl. This is actually a gold medal GABF medal winner. So this was actually picked up by Katie. She bought like I don't know what I call it, an AB InBev mixed pack with like Golden Road, Elysian, blah, blah, some other stuff, but Goose Island, all that stuff. But this beer is the GABF gold medal winner, so it actually worked out quite perfectly. This is actually still actually brewed and canned in Seattle, Washington. 6.7% pumpkin ale. So gold medal for pumpkin ale. GABF, pretty cool. Long time since I had this beer. This is actually one of the beers that I believe now they have available in six packs. I feel before, like a bunch of the Elysian pumpkin beers were just only sold in that like 12 pack mix pack thing. But, hey. This beer comes. Oh wow! So there's some yeast sediment on this guy. They say pour carefully. Night Owl is unfiltered and may contain sediment. So pretty cool. Unfiltered. So there's probably yeast sediment in there, proteins. Yeah, wow, crazy for a brewery that big. Like like shelf stability. You think they would like filter it or I don't know. I guess they assume like for the sake of the beer and the quality of like the flavor and the spices and all that stuff. Spices in here, by the way, are what? Wow, it's got tons going on. Pumpkin, roasted pumpkin, raw pumpkin seeds, nutmeg, clove, cinnamon, ginger, allspice. So all the kind of cool ingredients. Beer comes in a little bit cloudy, medium haze. I see a little bit of like particulate to it, and comes in kind of like a light to medium amber color. Wow, on the nose that just like explodes. um, Sometimes like pumpkin beers they can be a little bit muddled. This one is pretty clear. There's a clarity to the aroma. Smells like pumpkin spice. It smells like the fruitiness of like cooked pumpkin. But it has all that like fresh ground ginger. Like it's even more vibrant than like pantry ginger. Someone has like as if it was like real ginger used. Has that wonderful kind of cinnamon and the allspice. Like it. You know what it almost reminds me of? Like Chinese allspice. Chinese allspice. I can't name all five, but I think some of those overlap here, and it has almost kind of like Asian flavor to it. It's very aromatic. Like it smells like stronger than pumpkin pie would smell like pumpkin pie. Wow, that's cool. Like a depth of the ginger, the allspice. Like the nice, really like the top tones are pretty strong. If that makes any sense. Like sometimes they're a little bit more muddled and grounded in spices. Here it's like Indian cooking sort of does that for me too, right? Sorry, I have like the cat hanging out. Oh yeah, and it's just really nice on palate. Like those big aromatics. This beer doesn't come off like spicy. There's no like, or at least like heat wise. Um, it does decently taste a lot like your pantry spices. There's a lot of like um, nutmeg, cinnamon, ginger. It definitely tastes like a spice herb beer, right? Hmm. But yeah, a little bit of creaminess on the palate. The base beer doesn't get too much in the way, but the base beer is still definitely tasty. If I had to guess, the base beer would be something like a really light brown ale or a low hopped elevated amber ale, right? 6-7%. Get a little bit of like bready sweetness, but like nothing too heavy. Though I do like that. I like when it has intensity. I really find that pumpkin beers really work well with intensity because you want the malt intensity to sort of trick you that it's like roasted pumpkins and uh, create that kind of flavor of like buttery uh, pumpkin pie crust. Because no offense, I don't think many of y'all are eating just straight up like pumpkin filling with spices, right? The crust is so integral to the idea of pumpkin pie flavor. Um, Unless you want it to take like taste like a pumpkin spice latte, but that's like you need coffee. Well, even then you're talking about more intensity. You're talking about something that has espresso in it. It really has like a nice oomph of intensity to play with those spices, right? hmm Quite nice. I mean, it's just again, I try to like back engineer like this beer tastes like this. How did it get a medal? I'm like, makes sense. The aromatics on this is one of the better. Like I then again, I don't think I've reviewed a single pumpkin beer this season. And literally Halloween is today as I'm shooting this. Just took the girls out to Halloween. That was fun. Um, the clarity on the aromatics is clear. Like I would have a hard time finding something that has just such good spice notes on the nose, right? Just just sings. Like it just woof. Like it's like okay. Like sometimes you're like, what am I smelling? Where am I? It's so freshly pumpkin beer and spices. It's like they nailed it. They nailed that. On the palate, it's really nice and drinkable. For me, I like more malt intensity. Um, it's good. It's super drinkable. Um, for me, how about this? The bad versions of the style, um, like the watered down versions, like the ones that a lot of people buy off the supermarket shelf, blah blah. They're watered down in my mind. Like they're very bland beers that like hint at spice that they're not trying to hit you with the intensity that I'm looking for. All right. Um, I don't know what the cat wants. I'm not even eating, so all right, here, come on, join the channel. Sorry, guys, messing up the mic. Join the channel, join the channel, Nigel. All right, there you go, there you go. Why are you still mining? There's nothing. We're just talking about pumpkin beer, and you can't drink pumpkin beer. What's it? It's Halloween. He just wants to say hi. We got a black cat, and it's Halloween, so that's very fitting too. Well, we didn't get him on Halloween, but it is Halloween. But you guys get to see him on Halloween. Um, I like the beer's like smells great aromatically. Flavor wise, I wish it was a little bit more challenging, right? Like I could definitely find something that has a little bit more depth, or I wish it had a little bit more depth to it. Granted, it is 6.7, right? It still has it's elevated in the sense that a lot of these what I was talking like watered down beers are like 5% pumpkin beers, which again, like just doesn't make sense, right? Like it'd almost be like making what would be an analogy like imagine pumpkin pie being a diet food. That I think that's what I like. That's what would happen if you make a 5% pumpkin beer, right? So pumpkin beer, pumpkin pie is obviously like a relatively decadent, not the most decadent dessert you have, but elevated ABV, elevated malt flavors, 6 7 sort of makes sense. This does a pretty good job at that. Yeah, it's good beer. Now drinking more. Like I'm surprised they got to go to GBF. Like I don't think it's like shocking, but again, they like dry beers. They like focus beers. They like again. I tried since I went to Denver. Like I tried to drink some GABF Gold Medal Winter just for the sake of it. It's like drinkability, dryness, um, clearness of like what it's doing, and clearly it is a spice beer with some amount of malt, and spices just sing, and that shows. If you're in a panel of like a gajillion other beers, this beer pops on the nose. That makes sense. Um, I think it's tasty. 89, 89. Night Owl from Elysian. Until next time, guys. Cheers. Let me know what you think. Post in comments. What's your pumpkin ale of the season?